I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. The Roxbury Township Board of Education is meeting in the reorganization session for discussion on business before the board tonight. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the public's right to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of public bodies at which business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the board has caused written notice of this meeting and copies of its agenda to be transmitted to the Roxbury Register, the Daily Record, the Star Ledger, Municipal Clerk, Roxbury Public Library, and the Roxbury website, roxbury.org. Can we stand for a Pledge of Allegiance? Going to conduct the oath of office. First, we're going to do Ms. Myrna Hernandez. Yeah, I'm just going to try to get the angle right. Tell me where we. Right here? You're just going to repeat after me.
Okay. I,
Myrna Hernandez,
Myrna Hernandez,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true fruit, true faith, and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God.
Can I start?
Absolutely.
I, Myrna Hernandez, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people.
I, Myrna Hernandez, do solemnly affirm
I, Myrna Hernandez, do solemnly affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of that office
all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hold on to that. We'll have you right over here. You're going to sign that, and I'm going to sign it at the end of the meeting, okay? Can I have Mrs. Kim Hopkins? Here you go. Good. I, Kim Hopkins,
I, Kim Hopkins,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Kim Hopkins,
I, Kim Hopkins,
do solemnly swear, affirm,
do solemnly affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime
or offense listed in NJS 1812-1,
or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of that office according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Mrs. Purcell? Are you swearing or affirming?
I'm swearing.
Okay. I, Kathy Purcell,
I, Kathy Purcell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
to the same and to the governments established in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Kathy Purcell,
I, Kathy Purcell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I, sorry,
Go ahead.
that I possess the qualifications
Prescribed by law for the office
prescribed by law for the office
of member of a Board of Education,
of a member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime
nor disqualified due to a conviction of a crime
or offense
listed in NJS
18A 12-1,
listed in NJS 18A 12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
all
all the duties of that office
the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Well, I have to go all the way over there.
No,
I just swore to go there.
then just go over there. Go in number 2. I want to go with you.
Okay.
Okay, come on then.
Yes, you can come at the end too.
I want to come up here.
Okay, I'll call you when you can come up.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to do a roll call. Mr. Bonilla.
Present.
Mr. Botero.
Here.
Mrs. Colucci.
Here.
Mrs. Galdieri. Ms. Hernandez. Mrs. Hopkins.
Here.
Mrs. McGregor.
Here.
Mr. Mildy.
Here.
Mrs. Purcell.
Present.
Ms. Shenick. We have a quorum. I will now take nominations for the board president. Do I have any nominations? Mrs. McGregor?
I nominate Chris Mildy.
Okay. What do I ask for any others? Can I have a second? Take them all down there. So that was Mrs. Colucci, Ms. Galdieri, Ms. Purcell, Mr. Bonilla. Okay. Do I have any other nominations for president? Going once, going twice. Can I have a motion to close the nominations? Mrs. Colucci and Mrs. Purcell. Well, congratulations. Oh, really? We gotta do a roll call? I apologize. Hold on. We have to do a roll call vote. Mr. Bonilla. Mr. Botero.
Yes.
Mrs. Colucci.
Yes.
Ms. Galdieri.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
I abstain.
Mrs. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. McGregor.
Yes.
Mrs. Purcell.
Yes.
Ms. Shenick. And Mr. Mildy.
Abstain, right? We're good. I'll abstain.
Okay. Officially, congratulations.
Right.
Now,
You mean go
have
through
to
the rest
do-
of it?
Yeah, you have to do the nominations for.
Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Now, can I have a motion to Open nominations for vice president. Kathy and Sharon. Any nominations for vice president? Kathy.
I'd like to nominate Ann Colucci for the VP.
Do I have a second? Valerie. Roll call, no?
Ask if there are any
Oh,
other.
any other nominations? Mira?
I'd like to nominate Carol Shenek.
Is there a second?
No, she declines it.
Oh, you declined the nomination. Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Just ask if there are any other nominations.
So no other nominations? None. Okay, so
You have to ask if you want to close the motion to close.
motion to close nominations? Someone motion to close nominations? Kathy? Second? Eddie?
Now you do the roll.
Now do a roll call vote. You'd think it'd be a lot easier.
All right. Mr. Bonilla.
Yes.
Mr. Botero.
Yes.
Mrs. Colucci.
Yes.
Ms. Galdieri.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Abstain.
Mrs. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mrs. McGregor.
Yes.
Mrs. Purcell.
Yes.
Ms. Shenek. And Mr. Mildy.
Yes.
Okay. All right, now, you may want to just make mention that this public session is actually a code of ethics.
Get up here.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And come on down.
You're going to move over.
Oh, there's no course. Well, I'm gonna ask.
There's no code, yes, yeah, you just ask, and then I'll answer.
Joe, do we have any correspondence?
No correspondence.
Okay, just to mention on the agenda here for public session, item 9, it's not public session, it's code of ethics. So what we're gonna do now is just read, the board member code of ethics. We'll just do one at a time, and I guess start down here, and we'll just do one by one. So Sharon, if you wanna start us off with one?
I will uphold and enforce all laws, state board rules and regulations, and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes should be brought about only through legal and ethical procedures.
I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools which meet the individual needs of all children regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board action to policymaking, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are well-run.
Number 5, I will recognize the authority rests with the Board of the Education and will make no personal promises not to take any private actions which may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interest or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
Number 7, I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. But in all other matters, I will provide accurate information and, in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its schools.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on such complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution.
Okay, do we have any public comments?
No public comments. However, Mr. Mildy, along with you reading the Code of Ethics, you actually have the Code of Ethics in front of you. If you can just sign them and give them to me before the end of the meeting, I would appreciate it.
We have one resolution of finances. Do we have, we don't have committees set yet, so does anybody want to motion a resolution for finances? Sharon, second. Milo? Okay, we'll take a roll call vote.
Mr. Bonilla,
Yes.
Mr. Botero,
Yes.
Mrs. Colucci,
Yes.
Ms. Galdieri,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkins,
Yes.
Mrs. McGregor,
Yes.
Mrs. Purcell,
Yes.
Ms. Shenick, and Mr. Mildy.
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, the next item is the reorganization. I think we determined we're going to cover the committees and the chairs and all, and the delegates before we vote on this. And I realized before, maybe 2 minutes before the meeting started, that the final committee list that Leo and I had been working on was not shared with everybody. But we took into consideration everybody's preferences and tried to, spread these across mostly evenly, or as best we could. So I'll just read off what the recommendations were based on the feedback in the survey. And if anybody has questions or we want to, switch things around, we can certainly do that. But for community relations, Valerie, we have you as chair. I think you had wanted to chair that committee. Myrna, Sharon, myself, and Eddie. Everybody's good with that? Okay, education, Milo, the chair. Ann, myself, Kathy, and Carol. Does anybody have issues with that? No. At facilities and finance, we have pretty much the same people. Facilities chair will be Ann, finance Carol, as long as you guys are okay with that. The members of the committees are Carol, Eddie, Ann, Valerie, and Kathy. Is any good? So that's facilities and finance. Personnel, Sharon, the chair of personnel, Ann, Milo, Kim, and Kathy. Everybody's good with that? Policies and governance, myself, the chair, Milo, Myrna, Sharon, and Carol. Does anybody have any issues with that? No? And negotiations, Kathy, Ann, Kim, and Myrna, with Kathy as the chair. All good? Okay. Then we have the delegates. We have the project graduation liaison. Sharon, I know you had wanted to do that. Does anybody else have any issues with that? Nope. Town council liaison, Ann, we continue doing that. District sustainability, we have Valerie and Kim. I will continue the NJSBA delegate. Then I have for alternates, if I'm not able to attend, I have Kathy and Myrna. Morris County School Board alternate. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The representative would be Ann, and the alternate would be Kathy. And then the Education Services for Morris County is myself. Any questions or issues with these? Assuming Facilities and Finance are one, they're two separate committees, but for the most part, it gives everybody about 3 committees. Some people have 2, but for the most part, everybody's kind of spread out fairly evenly. So with that, I think we can motion on the entire. Okay, so with that, we will cover the whole reorg, resolutions 1 through 39. Does somebody want to move resolutions 1 through 39 for reorg? Eddie? And a second, Sharon? Roll call?
Mr. Bonilla?
Yes.
Mr. Botero?
Yes.
Mrs. Colucci?
Yes.
Ms. Galdieri?
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mrs. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. McGregor?
Yes.
Mr. Mildy? Oops, sorry. Mrs. Purcell?
Yes.
Ms. Shenick? Kara, Mike.
Your mic.
Sorry. Yeah, I have to recuse on a few of these. I'm recusing on number 13, number 26, number 27, number 30, and number 34. Yes on all the rest.
And Mr. Mildy.
Yes, yes.
Passes.
Yeah, so,
We got to take a,
yeah, next, there's executive session for the next meeting on January 27th. All in favor? Oh, sorry. Take a motion to vote. Someone want to move this? Eddie? And second, Kathy? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Okay. We don't have any public comments for, okay. Board member comments? Eddie?
So I just wanted to at least let the board know, it's a conversation I've had with some of you guys. As a representative of Mount Arlington, I would never take a seat of a vice president or president because you guys are voted in from your community. So I think there's no policy that says that I can't be sitting in one of those seats, but I just don't think it's the right thing to do because all of you guys except for me get voted in from your Roxbury community. So I just wanted to put that out there, that's never going to be my plan, right? I'll still represent Mount Arlington, so congratulations to the two of you guys, okay?
Go ahead.
I'd like to congratulate the new board members. I would look into working with Miriam and Kim. Kathy, congratulations. I'll be looking to working with you again. So I just hope we all have a good year.
Anyone else?
What Ann said. Congratulations to the new people. It'll be great to start working with you, to get to know you better, and to help when we can, to make you more comfortable and to understand what goes on with the board. Congrats, Ann. Congrats, Chris. And thanks, everyone, for voting for them.
Welcome. Welcome. I just want to say thank you for the support as well. Congratulations, Ann.
Congratulations to you too.
Thank you. Motion for adjournment? Kathy? Second? Val?